पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So happy to see all of you. I was thinking that after hearing the last class, most of you may say, okay, it's okay, we don't want to come, but I'm happy that you are here to encourage me. Thank you very much. We will continue today the session on life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. And we'll just have a quick recap of what we did last time, and then we will continue from where we had left. So we started our discussion with the Bhagavad Gita, and basically we started how Bhagavad Gita came. We had brief history, and then how Bhagavad Gita was spoken. That was why it was spoken. We discussed that it was at the time when Arjuna was perplexed, disturbed, confused, didn't know what to do. And that time Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And then we also discussed the purpose of Bhagavad Gita to save humanity, to revive our relationships. And we also discussed about the major themes of Bhagavad Gita, namely, is there life after death, characteristics of the successful person, level of knowledge, how to receive knowledge, mind control, topmost yoga system, art of working, science of God realization, who is God, material nature, and devotional service. So these were some of the, or I should say, the major themes of Bhagavad Gita, which we discussed briefly. I would like to tell you that these all themes we will be taking either during our discussion on life lessons or after life lessons when we start discussing chapter summary. Those of you who are interested to know Bhagavad Gita chapter wise, so for them we will start chapter summary, and chapter summary will give us the whole summary of Bhagavad Gita, each chapter, and so we will know what is there in Bhagavad Gita. And then for those who are really interested to know verse by verse every shloka of Bhagavad Gita, we will start that also. So this is, we discussed, and then we started on life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. And we were discussing the first lesson, which is to see the hope while facing reversals in life. So this was our discussion. This is where we were. And we will continue from this. So Bhagavad Gita, as I said, gives a lot of lessons to us, life lessons. And when we talk of perplexities of life, we discussed briefly last time that perplexities of life bring fear and loss of confidence. And that is why it is very important for a person who wants the solution for perplexities, he should become a sincere student. What is the meaning of sincere student? He should approach a bona fide person, a personality who has understood the complexities of life through the scriptures, who has understood certain things which we cannot see, but they are informed to us through the scriptures. Scriptures are the manual for life. So many things are informed there. And at the same time, a person, who should you take, who should you become the student of? A person who has no hidden motive. He's just here to give you a life full of happiness, a life full of uh, success, a life full of knowledge, and a life which is eternal. So, whom you should approach, the first thing is he should not have any hidden motive. Second, of course, he should be well versed in the scriptures, manual of life, so that he can guide you accordingly. That is important. Third, he should walk his talk. The person should be following what he says. That is important. Otherwise, nowadays we have politicians or many other people who speak big talks they will give, but when it comes to following, when it comes to imbibing those values which they speak about in their life, they fail to do so. So that is why it is important that the person should be, whatever he talks, he should be able to follow in his life. So that is also an important consideration before we accept someone as our guide, as our mentor, etc. So this person should be, very important quality is he should also be a devotee of the Lord. Because if someone knows the scripture, if someone is very well behaved, well mannered, if someone doesn't have any hidden motive, and but he is not a devotee of the Lord, then what happens is that all the qualities what one has, if he does not become a devotee of the Lord, then all these qualities, they, I should say, do not have the complete effect unless there is connection to God. So he should be a devotee. So once we take such a person as our guide, what happens? Now we are talking of handling reversals, perplexities. So how do we handle, once we have accepted someone, we also have to do our part. He will do his part as guide, as mentor. What will be our part? How to face reversals? First thing is we have to shift the perspective. Instead of seeing reversal as a punishment, see it as a redirection. Many times, as soon as we face reversals, problems, difficulties in our life, we start thinking, why me? Why is it happening only with me? Look at the other person, look at him, look at her, look at this. Everyone is happy. Why only me? That means you're taking it as a punishment, that this is something to be punished. It could be punishment, but then if you keep thinking about it, you will be morose, you will be disturbed, you will be depressed. So instead of seeing a reversal as a punishment, see it as a redirection. Okay, we have to change our direction. We are being redirected. Like you see, you're going on a motorway, and then there is some repair work going on. So they put the sign boards, okay, please take a diversion after 100 meters or after 200 meters. So this is the direction, diversion. So it's called redirection. You're going in this direction, you're just redirected, but the purpose is to achieve the goal. Purpose is not redirection, is not distraction. Redirection is that you just take a detour just to reach your goal because there are some obstacles on your normal way. So shift perspective. Even if you're seeing the loss today, you should see to it that this loss actually is a seed of gain in the future. So that's how we should take it. So shift the perspective. It is very important that yes, things are there, but how I can, if I'm taking another direction, how I can still reach my goal. Whenever we have challenges in life, the difficulties and perplexities, please understand it has a purpose. Like it is said that gold is purified in fire. Similarly, the heart is purified when there are challenges. Sometimes our response is not very good, sometimes response is very good, sometimes response is excellent. Now let's see with a small story that what kind of responses we generally do when we are in adversities, when we are in trouble, when we are facing reversals. There's a nice story about a small child who went to his mother and he asked a question, the mother. And this child was always complaining that this is happening, I can't do this, and a lot of things. So the mother wanted the child to learn something, learn a good lesson, that how instead of complaining all the time in your life for all the situations, how you should behave, what should be your response. So she told, she was in kitchen at that time, she was working in the kitchen, and she said, okay, I'll ask you something, you're here. And she showed three things to him. One was eggs, the other was potatoes, and the coffee seeds. So what she did, she took three different pots and she poured water in that and put it for boiling. So the water was boiling, and in that each she put all these different things. So in one pot there were eggs, the other pot there were potatoes, the other pot there were coffee beans. So after some time, when it was boiled nicely, then the mother took it down from the flame and then she showed it to the child. The child saw all three. And mother said, did you get the message? The child said, no, I didn't understand anything. What does this mean? So mother said, I will explain you. So first she took was the eggs. She said, look at the eggs. When the water was boiling and water boiled completely, that means what happened to the eggs? Eggs which were practically liquid inside or semi-liquid, semi-solid thing, they became hard. You know, we all know that we boil the egg. So what happens? So it becomes hard from inside. And so she said, this is one kind of response which people have, that when you have problems, when you have adversities, when you have troubles in your life, then you become very hard, or rather, they should say hard hearted. So person becomes very hard that, okay, I don't want to do anything. I've got nothing to do with this world. This world is not a place to live. And I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to do this. This is what happens, right? Many a times when we see a person walked into some place, shot few people, and somehow if he's arrested, and if he asks why he did, because he's so frustrated in life. So he just becomes so hard that he doesn't mind killing others. That is the first kind of response. Second kind of response she showed was about potatoes. So potatoes, what happens when you boil potatoes? Then we all know what happens to the potatoes. They become soft, isn't it? They don't become hard. Potatoes are hard usually, but then they become very soft. So that is the second kind of response, that a person, when he's facing problems, challenges, reversals in his life, then he becomes very weak. He doesn't know what to do. He goes into depression. Oh my God, I have nothing. I have no one. What will happen to me? Who will save me? And so many other things. So he goes into depression. He becomes very weak. He's not able to face uh, the challenges. He's not able to face the world. And he starts blaming others, ki, oh, all this, or even sometimes people go up to suicide. That they become so weak that they are not able to take it, and they either attempt suicide or they commit suicide. So that is the second kind of. So first kind of response was a person becomes very hard. Um, Second is it becomes very weak. And the third kind of response she showed was the coffee seeds. So what happened when she boiled the coffee seeds in the water? The entire water became coffee, obviously. The entire thing changed. And she said, this is the kind of response those who are guided by intelligent people, these are the response they give, that they try to change the environment around them, which is very important because environment around you affect you big time. Because whatever you have around, whoever you have, definitely may not be today, tomorrow you're going to have the effect. I'm remembering a story of a farmer who was growing corn, and his corn used to be the best quality. In fact, so much so that every year he was receiving an award prize, first prize for the quality of the corn. So there used to be a competition, and then he used to get first prize always. So after 2 3 years of receiving the award, one time the press reporters went to him to inquire what is the secret. How is it that every year you are getting first prize? How is it that you're maintaining the quality? So when he was asked this, he gave a very, I should say, shocking answer for the press reporters. He said, I share my seeds with all my farmers' field around me. Whoever are there around me, I share my seeds. And they were shocked because if you are getting first prize, you would like to keep it with yourself. You won't like to know what am I doing so that next year also you can win. But here you are sharing your seeds with others. How is it? So they asked him, and he said, answer was very good. He said, these are the people around me. If they have the bad quality corn, then we know all this pollination happens. So with their bad quality, my crop will be affected. So I will also not get. If they will not get, but they will get or no, I'm not sure, but I'll not get because of the bad quality, my crop will. And that is why I share the seeds with others, creating a wonderful environment around you. How you want the coffee seeds. By the way, I'm not promoting eggs and coffee here, but this was just an example. Potatoes are fine. So, um, so this is the response people give. So we should understand that we, at least in these three examples, we can think that change your environment. Do not become very hard. Do not become very soft. Do not go in depression. Do not start killing people. Do not start committing suicide. But what is best is change the environment. And then you can continue very peacefully on the path which you want to progress, like the person who was winning the award every year. So, this is how we should face the challenges in life. And this will all come when you will see all this from the spiritual angle, or I should say, spiritual lens. So we need to understand that whenever we have challenges in our life, whenever we have problems in our life, unless your spiritual lens is very clear, it is very difficult to see the things as it is. What happens when your lens is clear? You can see the things as it is. If you remove it, suppose your eyes are weak, you remove it, what happens? You see blurred things. You may not able to see the things clearly. Similarly, if you want to see things clearly in life, you need to have spiritual lens. Clearly means to understand why things are happening. What could be the reason behind this? Why am I suffering? Uh, then this question doesn't come, why only me? We don't want to show that, okay, I'm a victim, but we want to learn, we want to understand, and we want to go ahead. So that's why this spiritual lens is very important. We should have that. Our vision should be very clear, and how it will be when you have the spiritual lens. And what is that spiritual lens in terms of seeing the reversals? That we see that this is actually Krishna's special mercy. Lord Krishna is making me strong. Lord Krishna is guiding me to some situation where I can definitely be very, very happy, very, very successful. So always see reversals as Krishna's mercy, that He's giving me some special mercy. He has some plan. I may not understand right now, but He has a good plan for me. So this is what we should see. A very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam comes, which says, Datte nukampam susamikshmano bhunjane vatmakritam vipakam hridvagvapurbhi vidhan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaiva. It says, this is a verse which is spoken by Brahma. And Lord Brahma is speaking this verse to Lord Krishna. He says, oh my dear Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord, and whatever you do is your mercy. Tattenu kampam susamikshamam. He's saying if a person understands this one thing in his life, that whatever is there is your mercy, O my dear Lord. Tattenu kampam susamikshmano bhunjane vatmakritam vipakam. And he's always thankful to you in every situation. He thanks you. Thank you, my Lord. I know you are protecting me. I know you are with me. I know you can never leave me. A person who's always in this consciousness. So he says that he says, Mukti Pade Sadai Bhak. A person who always thanks you in all the situation, then what happens? Mukti Pade Sadai Bhak. He becomes liberated. Now, what is the meaning of liberation? When we talk of liberation, what is the meaning of liberation? People say liberation means dying and then achieving some situation. Yes, that is one side. But if we talk about liberation while living our life, is that we are not troubled by all the negative things of the life. Liberation means we are away from all the bad habits. Liberation means no negativity can touch us. So liberation means that when you are completely spiritual, then that is the position called liberation, where your mind is pure. You are not troubled by your senses. You are not contaminated by bad habits. And then you can live a life which is very pure, which is very blissful, and which is full of knowledge. And you're not affected by anything of this world. Whether you get honor, you don't get honor, you're not affected. You are well placed in your life, you're not well placed in your life, you're not affected. That is called liberation. So what this verse says of Srimad Bhagavatam, that if someone can just thank the Lord in every situation, I know it is very easy to thank the Lord when things are going well. But when things are not going right, at that time to thank the Lord is very difficult. But one who can do that, understanding that yes, there is some big plan of Krishna. He will never leave me at that time. So that kind of person always is liberated, even within this body. So that is why our spiritual lens should be clear. So that's another thing how we can handle reversals. And a very wonderful example of facing reversals is of Arjuna. Arjuna was facing the mother of all crises of his life. Very, very difficult situation for Arjuna. He came to fight. He was waiting for 12 years, 13 years, not just 12 years, one more year of incognito. 13 years he was waiting just to come to this situation where he can fight, where he can kill all those who had done wrong to him, where he can take what is his rightful thing, land. So he was ready for it. And he comes here, ready to fight, goes into the battlefield. And then he just requests Krishna, please take my chariot in between the armies. I would like to see who are they, who are the people whom I'm going to kill in next few days. And Krishna takes the chariot. And there he sees his loved ones, his grandfathers, his brothers, his uncles, superiors, equals. And he goes into depression. Says, I can't fight. I can't do anything. I can't kill them. So he was facing, he had to kill all his relatives. He was thinking, what is this life? Why should I live? Just to kill these people. And at that time, Krishna gave the knowledge. Rather, I should say, Krishna cleared the spiritual lens of Arjuna. Arjuna was a very great devotee, a saintly person. But then, because of the momentarily affect, Arjuna lost his composure. So Krishna gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So imagine if this Bhagavad Gita can help Arjuna fight the battle within. Because fighting the battle of outside was not a difficult thing for Arjuna. He was a great warrior. But in spite of being a great warrior, in spite of having all the abilities, in spite of having all the facilities, still he was depressed. He could not fight. He could not fight because he lost the battle within. And that is why it is very important for us to win the battle within. Then you can win the world. But if you lose the battle within, as it is said, that if you gain the whole world but lose the soul, so win the battle within. And that can happen like when Arjuna was guided by Krishna. His spiritual lens was cleared. His guidance was given and he accepted that in life. That's how Arjuna could win the battle, and he was ready to fight, he was ready to follow, he was ready to do his duty in spite of painful situations. So this is how we face the crisis in our life, the perplexities in our life. As per Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that in every situation be equal. Learn to tolerate. Told Arjuna, yes, you'll have a lot of problems, lot of painful situation. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agamah paino nityastam stitikshasva bharata. That don't worry. These are all temporary situations you need to tolerate. Actually, a very profound message Krishna gave. That in this world, nothing is permanent. Our happiness is not permanent, and our miseries are also not permanent. Our troubles are also not permanent. So when we are in a situation where We feel that, oh, how will I get the solution? What can I do? Instead of becoming confused, depressed, disheartened, what we should understand that, okay, can I do something in this situation? If you can, then please go ahead and solve it. If you cannot do anything, then why worry about it? Because anyway you can't do, then approach someone who can help you overcome all this. So in this way, we learn the first lesson in Bhagavad Gita. There are many, many lessons which will come like this, but we learn that how we can face the reversals in our life. So we should pray while facing the reversals in our life, understanding all this, what we have discussed, that it is all mercy of Krishna, then we should pray very sincerely to Krishna. That, oh Krishna, I trust that even in this reversal, which I'm facing right now, very, very difficult situation, but you are guiding me closer to you. You're taking me closer to you. What seems like an end for me is only a beginning of your plan. So when we pray like this, when we are in this mood, then we get strength to overcome all the challenges, overcome all the obstacles, and our faith becomes strong in Krishna. So always remember this prayer, a small prayer, when you are in trouble, when you are in problems, that, oh Krishna, that I know, I'm aware and I trust that even in this situation, in this reversal which I'm facing, you are close to me. You're guiding me and taking me closer to you. For me, it seems like an end, but I know it's just a beginning of your great, great plan for my success, for my safety. So this is how we face the reversals. That was the first lesson of our few lessons which we have taken from Bhagavad Gita. Now we'll go to second lesson, which is focus on work, not just result. And I thought, before going on that, I would like to ask if any of you have any questions or comments. If you would like to, before I sorry, yes. Yes, before I go on to the second lesson, any of you have any questions, comments? If all of you are awake still. Okay, since there are no questions, no comments, I will continue for the second lesson. The second one which we are going to discuss, the second lesson, is focus on work, not just result. This is also a very, very important lesson, I should say, because many times we want to focus, but then our work, as soon as we start our work, what happens is that we relate it to the result. So we are only concerned about the result, what will happen. But then we are not able to work properly. As they say, that it paralyzes your work. So without being paralyzed by fear or failure, of being overly attached to promotion, etc., focus on excellence in execution. So this is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. So you see, Bhagavad Gita is, as I said, it's not a book of religion, just teaching some kind of sectarian, some kind of religious things. That's all, not for everyone. No. Some wonderful lessons we have from Bhagavad Gita. So now let's discuss how you can focus on work. Do you think many times it happens with you that you are not able to focus on work, but you are just focused on the result? You start something and you want the result, and if result is not coming, you get frustrated. What is happening? I wanted this, I wanted that, but it's not happening. So how one can be focused on work, not on result. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks of a wonderful verse. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phale hetur bhur mate sangotsva karmani. Where he says that you are supposed to just focus on your work. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't worry about the result. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma hetu. So do just your duty and leave the rest to rest. Whatever results will come. But just do your work. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phale hetur bhurmate sambotsva. Don't be attached to the result. So these are the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So how we can do that? What we are talking of. So how can we achieve that? So we should focus on excellence, not outcome. Like you see honeybees. Yeah. I don't know how many of you have actually seen the honeycomb, how they do it, how they make it. Very nicely made, well structured, excellent work, I should say. So they just go on doing it. They are not worried about the outcome. Outcome is that some person comes, takes all the honey away. But look at the honeybees. Their focus is on excellence. Of course, it doesn't mean that we don't know what will be the outcome, we just go on working. What it means is that we should actually be putting our 100% on our work without the fear of what if I don't get the result, of what if there are if I fail completely. That should not be our motive, that should not be our fear. We should just work thinking that I'm giving my 100%. Obviously, the result will be good. Obviously, things will work out good for me. And if it doesn't, then we should understand that every action teaches me. Something is taught. Every action teaches me something. Whether I succeed or fail, that doesn't matter. But I'm learning. It's so important, actually, that we should always be in this mood that every action is teaching me. If I fail also, seemingly fail, but then I've learned how not to do this thing. So learning from every action is also an art. When you start learning from every action, then you don't go into depression. Then you don't think that, okay, why am I being victimized or why this thing is happening to me? Yes, you learn. Remember, we were children and we were learning so many things. We couldn't do, we wanted to do, but then we learned, okay, not this way it has to be done. When we started going to school, we didn't know how to write A, B, C, D. We made a lot of mistakes, but we learned. If suppose we would have stopped there, the very first day when we were asked to write A, B, C, D, and we could not write, and we said, forget it, this I will not be able to do, then we won't be here where we are. A simple example, isn't it? We all have gone through it. So we did it, and then it was said, no, not this way, this way. And then we started again. And many, many things in our life, if we see from our childhood, so many things we learn by failure. We started doing, we failed. I remember when I started riding a bicycle, I was very, very small. And then I fell down many times. I got all the wood, I had bruises, blood coming out. But then we had so much enthusiasm. I said, no, I have to do it. All my friends are doing it. I also have to do it. And then I continued and then I learned. When I first time, I remember when I learned driving, and I was very young, so I was not of the age where I could get the license. But then I had a lot of enthusiasm. I wanted to learn. So then I started learning somehow without telling my father, because I knew my father won't allow me. I was too young for that. And but I had, so my father used to come in the evening and park his vehicle, and then he'll go and do his dirt, and then slowly I'll go without telling him, take the key and then take the car out, and then come and park as it is so that he should know. And one day I made a mistake. I parked it opposite side. He used to usually park facing this side. I parked it facing that side. I just forgot. And then I was caught. Next day, my father asked, "Hey, who did this? How is it that vehicle is turned?" So I made a lot of mistakes. I remember one time when I was driving on the wrong side. And I was thinking, why these vehicles are coming so close to me? Actually, vehicles were not coming close to me. I was on the wrong side driving. So we made mistakes. So we learned how to be careful. So this is the same mood we should maintain now also. That okay, whatever it is, we are not perfect, but we are learning. So that's how we focus on work rather than focusing on the result. Many times people say work is worship. So, how do you make your work as worship? Um, and if you think that work is worship, then when work itself is worship, every step is success. You're doing the worship every step. So, why do you bother about result then? So, this statement that work is worship has various angles to it. Some people say that work is worship means you do anything, any work, but do it sincerely. That's your worship. That's one understanding. Another understanding of work is worship is that make work as worship. So when we talk of the word worship, what comes in between? What comes in picture? Something which is worshipable. Someone who's going to do the worship and the method of offering that worship. Three things are important. So when we want to make your work as worship, then what do? We have someone worshipable, that is the Supreme Lord. We have someone who's going to worship, that is we. And then we have the method, our work. So when you relate our work to the Supreme Lord Krishna, then work becomes worship. Not that every work is worship. A person who's a killer, professional killer, he kills everyday people taking money. Do you think his work is worship? Somebody who's killing the animals every day, do you think his work is worship? No. Work becomes worship when you connect it to the Supreme Lord. That is the real worship. So, yes, work is worship if you make work as worship, or you work as worship. So when your work is worship itself, when it is connected to God, I'll tell you a simple thing. We like to distribute food to people. Very nice. It's a good work. But then just connect it to God. How do you connect it to God? Prepare the food, offer it to the Supreme Lord. It becomes the sanctified food, karma-free food, prasadam, and then offer it to whomever you wish to. Then it is worship. So same work. But if there is no connection to the Supreme Lord, it cannot be called worship. So make your work as worship. And when work itself is worship, every step will be successful. Then you will not be concerned about the results. Okay, whether I'm successful or I'm not successful. And a very important message in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives that when you're working, what should be your mood? A mood of humility. Oh Krishna, I'm only an instrument, and you are the real doer. Actually, it is you who's doing it. You're just making me an instrument. Very nicely, he explains to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita He says, Nimit matram bhavasavya sachin. That you just become the instrument. How to become the instrument? Understand that everything is in his hand. He's the most powerful personality. He can do what we can't even think that he can do. He is the supreme person. He is supreme powerful. He can do anything. And not only he can do anything, he is doing everything. We are just instrument. Like a doctor, when he performs an operation, he uses many various instruments. Like here in this picture, you can see Krishna is playing the flute. Who is important in this picture? Flute, which is giving very melodious sound. Yes, as soon as you hear, wow, very nice. But whom are we going to glorify? We are not going to glorify the flute, but the person who's playing it. So we are actually, all of us are just like this flute. Krishna is playing on us. So if we are able to give wonderful sound, if we are able to do something great in this world, which is like giving very melodious, very sweet sound, a flute, please understand it is because of Krishna. I'm remembering a very nice story in this regard, very instructive story of a small boy who wanted to learn playing piano. So he was always very eager in his house. Mother also brought one piano he was trying doing. So then in their city, there was a concert where a grand master was coming. Grand master means very, very expert in playing piano. So he was coming. So the mother said, okay, let me take my child. He'll be very inspired to hear. So they went for the concert. It was an auditorium and there was a stage and then, chairs. So she got her seat. And then she told the child, please sit here. He was a small child. He said, you be here. I will go and get something to eat. So she went to get something to eat. By the time she came, it was a bit late and it was complete dark. The only light was on the stage. So she came to the seat and she couldn't find her son. And she was thinking, where is she? She looked around, she couldn't find. And then she was surprised. The child was sitting on the stage, right on the seat where the grandmaster was about to sit and play piano. Because the child is child, he just saw the piano, he just went, he didn't bother whether it is stage or whatever it is. And now she was so, I should say, not shocked, but she was like so embarrassed that, okay, what is this happening? My child there, and the auditorium was packed completely. Everyone is looking at the stage, and here is a child who is trying to play harmonium with his small finger, ting, tong, tang, whatever, he could do that. And at the time, Grandmaster entered. And he saw, oh, what's this? I'm supposed to sit and play, and a child is sitting there. Of course, he understood what has happened. When I was thinking like that, I was thinking that it is like that, I'm invited to a lecture and I'm supposed to go and give the lecture. I enter the hall to give the lecture and I see someone else is sitting there and giving lecture and I say, wait, what's happening? So the Grand Master was thinking like that, but then he understood. So he went to the child. Everyone was watching. Now what will he do? Will he chastise the child? Will he tell the child, come on, get out, let me do that? So he told the child very nicely in his ear, continue playing. Now the child was encouraged. So the child had his fingers on the piano, and then the grandmaster kept his hand on the fingers of the child, and he started playing. Actually, the grandmaster was playing. The child was thinking, I'm doing it. And intelligent people outside could understand who's doing it. And a very nice sound came, beautiful music came out. The grandmaster kept playing on the fingers of the child, and the child was thinking, yes, I'm playing, ting, 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 it's going on. Whenever I hear this, I just relate it to the life, that this is life. We are like that small child who do not know how to live life, how to give music of life. And Krishna is like that grandmaster. So we think we are doing, as the child was thinking that I'm playing. But the intelligent people know who is doing. And then the sound or the music of life comes out. So that is why we should understand that we should become nimitta matram. That is, just try to become the instrument of Krishna. If you are in this mood, a mood of humility, uh, then you will focus on work, not on result, because you know it's Krishna doing. Why should I bother? Arjuna was fighting the battle of Kurukshetra and he knew it's Krishna doing. Why should I bother? One day one night he was sleeping and Krishna was a little bit tense, thinking that what will happen tomorrow? Bhishma Dev may kill Pandavas. So he woke up Arjuna, Arjuna, get up. And Arjuna got up from sleep and he said, what happened? War has started. What happened? He said, no, 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 war has not started. Why are you sleeping? And Arjuna looked around. He said, it's night. I'm supposed to sleep. So he said, are you not tense? Tomorrow Bhishma Dev is going to kill you. How can you sleep? And Arjuna said, you are there na, to take tension. Let me sleep. And he went to sleep again. Yeah. So the faith of a devotee. So nimitta matram bhav satya sachim. So next time when you're doing a work where you're facing problem, challenges, remember this picture. It is Krishna who's playing the flute. We are just the flute. Remember that example of Grandmaster. We are thinking we are giving the music, but it is actually he who's doing it. So in this mode, we should develop the working environment, and that's how we'll be able to focus on work rather than on the result, and then definitely everything will be good. So next Sunday, we will have another very nice lesson, how to stay calm in success and failure. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So yes, any of you have any questions or comments? If any, I'm really grateful that all of you are joining, and hope so one day I'll be able to see all of you also. And then we will, or maybe someday we can meet also. I know you all are in different places, but it is nice, really grateful to you. And I hope I'm able to serve you properly by giving the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. And please understand that this course will slowly give us a lot of things, not just life lessons, also many things will come. So I would just request you to please take your time. I know all of you are very busy, but take your precious time out and join this class. It's only for 1 hour. And I will try to keep it on time, start on time and end on time, so that we don't waste your time. But please join. I'll be very happy. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, and we will meet next Sunday. But before that, I see something in chat box, and it says that how I know personally that God is with me and playing flute with me. Show some secret. Thank you. Wonderful, very nice question. It's actually think, how do I know he's there with me and he's playing the flute? To see God, to experience God, what we need to do is follow a simple procedure which will clear the mirror of our heart. Now you see, when you go to the mirror and mirror is full with dust, you're not able to see yourself. So then what do? You just clean the mirror and then it's very clear. So if you want to see, you want to experience, just clean the mirror. It is the dirt, it is the mud, it is the contamination which is stopping you from seeing Krishna, from experiencing Krishna. And I'll tell you, Krishna is very personal. When you do certain things, when you follow certain procedures, definitely you'll be able to experience these all things. So what is the procedure? Cheto darpana marjanam. Clean your heart. And how do you clean your heart? By chanting the holy name, by meditation. And then in that clean heart, you'll be able to see Krishna. But thank you very much for such a wonderful question. Any of you have anything you can write also, whether question or comment, you can write in the chat box. Some of you have already written. I'm grateful to all of you. Yes, Rupal, you have some question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanyavad. So when you say that Krishna is always with us, in negative and positive, in the negative, is it our karma or is it still Krishna using us as an instrument? Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry.
No, I understood. Thank you. Very nice question. Whether negative or positive, unless we are very close to Krishna, or unless we come into this mode that I want to be your instrument, we just keep facing the results of our karma. Because if you do not approach Krishna and tell him, Krishna, I need you, I want to come out of this cycle of karma, then you will continue, whether negative or positive. But once you approach Krishna, and once Krishna takes your charge, then whether negative or positive, it is all Krishna's desire. For example, this King Parikshit was a great devotee. And somehow or other, he went to a forest, he went to the hermitage of a sage. He was very thirsty and he asked for water. But then the sage was in meditation. He could not receive him properly. And he got so angry that he took a dead snake from there and put it around his neck, which even we won't do it. What to talk of a great sage, a great personality, devotee like Parikshit. So that was a completely negative thing which he did. But why he did? It was Krishna's desire. That was not his karma. That was. So when we come close to Krishna, when we become pure in our heart, then we experience Krishna every time with us. But unless that time, it's our karma which we are facing, the ups and downs of life. Does that make sense? Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm waiting for next Sunday where I'll see you all again. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.